Hello, everybody. It's your friendly neighborhood ENFP, otherwise known as Sam, and we're doing things a little bit differently today. This is going to be mostly a podcast-focused episode, so if you want to see or hear more of what's going on, you can go on and check it out on the podcast, which you can find on Spotify. But we're going to be focusing on, essentially, themes from a top hat. I've got a bunch of questions here in a top hat, and I am joined by a ENFP, Rebecca, who has been doing the voiceover for pretty much all of the female characters in my comic. She's primarily been the person helping me out. So for those of you who don't know, she's been helping me out on that front, which is awesome. I should probably shake up the top hat first to get the question out. I am not looking at the top hat. Okay, first question. Oh, okay. This is a fun one. What do you think about motivational speaking? Is it good, or what is the good and the bad of it? Like, what would you consider good motivational speaking, and what would you consider bad motivational speaking?
I mean, I think overall it's got to be good because I think it's good to motivate people. I think it's bad when it gets really commercialized, like the YouTube commercials that show at the beginning of videos with the guys like, oh, be motivated like me because I have this huge mansion and this car and get rich quick, but buy my course for $250 or something like that.
Or $997. There's always got to be a 7 at the end of that.
Exactly.
It's like, this thing would normally go for over $10,000, but just for you, I'm bringing it down to $99.99.99.
Right.
Yeah. Is there okay, so would there be like a person you would see as a go-to motivational speaker versus a person who you would not go to? Like, obviously we know the ads of people like, oh, go and buy my course, and we typically know a lot of those tend to be scams, but like, of the people who don't do that, who would you consider to be like a good go-to that helps you, gives you a good direction to go to, that you can easily take their advice and use it, versus somebody whose advice is kind of yikes?
I gotta be honest, I don't really watch motivational speakers at all, so
Fair
I don't
enough.
really know any of them. But I guess I would say I wouldn't really go to any one famous motivational speaker in particular. I just think of good motivational speaking being just like, maybe your friend says something motivational to you, or there's somebody that stands up at your local church or your local club meeting at your library or something like that and says something motivational to a group, as opposed to, somebody who really does it for a living, or even just, I guess I'd say that I've seen some pretty motivational TED Talks, but I can't really think of them off the top of my head. There was, I think, one lady who said she started a group of people to get together and complain, and they'd solve each other's problems.
Oh, that's actually pretty, that would actually be pretty interesting, to figure out how to solve, you come together and be like, okay, these are the problems I'm having, how can we figure out how to fix it? Okay, so the interesting thing here is that, I am one of those people who have watched a lot of motivational speakers, and some of them they're not just motivational speakers, and then some are, you kind of have to kind of weigh what they're saying and go, is it not? Can I use this? Can I not use this? Are they just being a charlatan with a snake oil salesman type pitch, or are they actually giving genuine advice? Now, a lot of people I've come to see, so one of the people that I watch, for anyone who does come to know me, is Gary Vee. And a lot of people are like, well, that man usually just talks about nothing. And I'm there thinking, I'm like, okay, well, obviously you haven't watched enough of his videos, haven't put in enough of the hours. And yes, some of the things that he says is extreme, But he also gives some general advice to be like, okay, if you want to make an extra this, go flip items. And that works. If you know how to do it, flipping items is one of the easiest things. So if you know how he goes about things and you're able to filter out the noise, you can get a lot of value from him in a practical sense. Although he is a person with a lot of energy, and I will always see him as an ESFP, because it's just like Energizer Bunny, go, 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 go. And you have to like very quickly pick out the things, because he'll be talking, some advice, you pick that out, he'll be talking, you're like, okay, I need to go past that, go past that, go past that, another piece of advice. And that's not for everybody, I can understand. Then there's like people like Tony Robbins, who's very influential. Like he makes money off of being a motivational speaker. However, in his case, there is some shady stuff that is going down with the people he partners with. And I don't know enough of the history to be like able to say yay or nay. And then there's like other random YouTubers that I listen to that kind of like help. Essentially, I guess what I'm trying to say is that the motivational speakers who are helping teach me how to do something I didn't know how to do before, or showing me a path that I didn't know before or didn't think of before, are the kind of ones that I kind of consider good. Because if they're like, okay, here's how you can grow in this way, here's what you can do to get yourself into a better situation this way. But then if it's just like, come pay, I don't know, over $1,000 for my speech and seminar, and not only spend over $1,000 for my seminar, also pay over $1,000 for all of my books, that's when it starts getting kind of okay, I understand there's a market there, but let's just hold off a little on that side of things. So that is essentially my, I guess, viewpoint of motivational speaking, is that it can be really good, and some are for people and some aren't for people. And it also depends on what kind of motivational speaking you need, because sometimes, so there's this one, I think he's an ENTJ, and he was part of, I want to say, either the Navy SEALs or the Marines. And I can't remember which one. He might have been Marine and then Navy SEALs, and then came out of the Navy SEALs and is doing the YouTube videos. I can't remember his name. But he is very much the whole conquer life type of thing. Like, not in the kind of like do things in a kind of relaxed sort of way, but more in the make life your subject. Like, essentially take whatever life is throwing at you and like crush it. And you're like, whoa, okay, hold on there. That's a little intense. I don't think I have the motivation to do a 10K run every morning. Some people might, but I'm not going to wake up at 3 a.m. to go on a 10K run. And these are the same types of people. Like, and that's why you'll never be successful. And you're like,
yeah, so, I'm not going on a 10K run ever.
Like, you're telling me you want me to marathon every day? I think I will pass. And so, yeah, that's where the motivational speaking is very tricky. And I understand that, like, a lot of people find it rather cheesy, because a lot of it is, you can do it. But, like, the ones that show you how you can do it when you're struggling, those are what I would consider the good ones.
Right. Yeah, I've heard a lot of my friends online talk about toxic positivity or fake toxic, or toxic positivity or fake positivity, and that kind of sounds like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When it's just sort of shallow and just sort of meaningless and cash grabby and not really genuine.
Yeah. It's the more authentic ones that are the ones you want to look for.